What do smartphones and smart cars have in common? Not the price, not the technology. A mineral, cobalt. Cars and tech companies are in a scramble to secure a supply of it because they need cobalt to power their devices. But most of the supplies of this rare metal comes from a conflict-ridden country in Africa, the Democratic Republic of Congo. A nation the size of Western Europe mines 60% of world's cobalt. And it's not just cobalt, but gold, copper, diamonds and other precious metals. But DRC is one of the poorest nations on Earth, which has suffered decades of conflict. DRC has had a painful history of colonialism, followed by successive corrupt regimes. But its most recent crisis has roots in Rwanda. In 1994, the Hutus' genocide against Tutsis in Rwanda caused an influx of Hutu refugees and armed fighters into the eastern DRC. Some years later, with DRC support, Hutu militias began attacking Rwanda. What is referred to as the Great War of Africa, which started in 1998, the fighting lasted for 5 years and killed over 5.4 million people. During the war, members of the Rwandan forces are reported to have begun looting DRC's mineral reserves. It led to the UN Security Council to declare a plunder of Congo's resources in 2001.
There have been allegations for a very long time that illegally produced tin and tantalite from Congo has been illegally brought into Rwanda and then mixed in with Rwandan stock and then exported as purely Rwandan.
Rwanda is also accused of supporting an insurgency in DRC, which has forced almost 500,000 people to flee their homes. The government in Kigali deny they are involved. The mining in DRC continues to provide employment to millions of people, sometimes even children, and many rebel groups continue to fight over mineral-rich regions.
You need to look at these situations where government control is very weak and has allowed armed groups to flourish and to take control of territory. And in turn, those armed groups have turned to mining as a way to generate funds to buy weapons or to feed themselves.
This raises ethical questions for big corporations like Apple, BMW and Volkswagen. Some companies say they will stop sourcing cobalt from Congo, but some experts say a boycott would not be practical and it would also cause further distress to some of the poorest people in the world.
There are companies that do their best to reduce the possibility that minerals produced and traded by an armed group end up in their supply chains. So consumers can educate themselves about what they're buying, so what brands they should go to. I don't want to recommend any particular brand, but there is a lot of information available online about where consumers can buy a particular phone and what that company producing the phone is doing to make sure that there are no conflict minerals involved in the phone.
Rwanda continues to be seen as an African success story, as its neighbour continues its fight for basics like peace, health and a stable economy. And a land so gifted with resources, which now seems cursed.